Hey, what's going on, guys? Steve with Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming back to you with another video. And in today's video, I wanted to touch on what I believe to be the best opportunity today when it comes to making money selling clothing on eBay. And when I say the best, I'm talking about the items that you can pick up right now, go to the thrift store, get them, and make a lot of money selling them on eBay. So, as you know, I've been selling clothing on eBay for about 2 years now. Ended up quitting my job at the Cracker Barrel a few years back, and I haven't looked back since. And since then, you know, I've gone on to other business platforms such as Amazon FBA and Craigslist and Kindle and stuff like that, but it seems like eBay's always been my hub. It's been the place I always go back to when I'm looking to make some money. So with that being said, what is the best opportunity with clothing right now in my opinion? So, you know, I've sold button front shirts, I've sold t-shirts, I've sold dress pants, I've sold ties and scarves, and I've sold about everything when it comes to clothing, especially men's clothing. Not really a lot of women's clothing, but this is more of a men's clothing video. So what do I find to be the best items? Well, in my opinion right now, the items that sell for the best profit and the best turnaround, in my opinion, based on your profit margins and your sell-through rates and whatnot, is blazers, sports coats, and suits. And the reason why I say that is because there's not a lot of competition, honestly. There really isn't a lot of people who are going out and picking up blazers and sport coats and suits. It seems like a lot of the folks are going after the button front shirts and the t-shirts and the jeans and a lot of the more common items. And another reason why I like blazers, sports coats, and suits is because I've noticed a lot lately that the public is actually starting to go out to these thrift stores more often to shop for themselves. Not to necessarily go and, you know, buy it and sell it, but it seems like it's starting to become cool for the kids to go shopping at these thrift stores like Savers and Goodwill. And a lot of times they're going to these places and they're buying the button front shirts, they're buying the jeans and, you know, the more common stuff like that. So when there's more people going after those items, they're going to take the more higher end stuff sometimes. It's just going to happen. But I've noticed also, on the other hand, that they're not really messing with the blazers, sports coats, and suits. So first of all, the public, they're not messing with this stuff. The competition, they're intimidated by it. They don't really understand how to measure things. They don't understand, you know, the ins and outs and the nuances that go along with selling those types of items just because they're unfamiliar. So what that does for someone like me and for you, if you have the knowledge, is it leaves the doors wide open. And another beautiful thing about blazers, sports coats, and suits are they're really expensive in the store. I mean, it's tough to go out to even a Macy's and pick up a blazer or a sport coat for less than a few $100s. So what that means is, especially for the people that are more frugal and looking to save a few bucks, they're more willing to spend money for these types of items on eBay because they don't want to spend a few $100s. You know, they'd rather spend 30, 40, 50 bucks, and that's for the low end stuff. I mean, when you get to the higher end stuff, the Italian stuff that goes for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 in a store, that just gives you such an amazing opportunity to sell it on eBay. And while you're not going to get anywhere near the MSRP price on eBay used, you could still get $100, $150, $200 when your investment's only $5, $10, $15. I mean, literally today I went into a Savers. If you check me out on Facebook at Rake and Profit, I'm not sure when this video will be up, but you could look back on my Facebook in a few days. I posted a picture of one of my carriages loaded up with blazers, sports coats, and suits. I mean, it must have been like 4 feet over the top of the carriage, and it was just jam-packed. And my status was, I'm starting to get looks, because people were looking at me and they were thinking, what is this guy doing? He is just going crazy with those items. I had one person come up to me and ask me if I was a lawyer. Was I getting a bunch of suits for my workers? Another person asked me, are you donating that to a charity? And you know, I was getting those looks. But point is, I walked out the door with thousands and thousands of dollars worth of blazers, sports coats, and suits, and I think I spent about 260 bucks, and you know, I'm easily going to be able to make at least 5 to 10 times my money on some of those items because the profit margins on these types of items are just through the roof at times because the MSRP price is so high, people are willing to spend a few $100. You know, even 30-40% of the retail price could bring you in a really nice coin. But that's, in my opinion, what I believe to be the best opportunity. The blazers, sports coats, and suits, not a lot of competition. They sell for some good money, and honestly, you know, the public, they're not even messing with them. So a lot of times when I go to the thrift stores, I find a ton of those types of items. So I definitely highly recommend that you check check out your thrift store for these items. Start getting acquainted with it. Start looking at the sold listings on eBay and the completed listings. Get acquainted with the brand names and the materials that are hot, the designs that are hot. Figure out what prices they're going for. And then once you figure that out, go to the thrift stores on the half off days. Experiment. Get these items cheap and see what happens. Throw them up on eBay. Now, I do want to mention that, you know, some of these items are going to be a little more long tail. Whereas if you were to compare it to like a button front shirt or maybe a common pair of jeans, those seem to sell faster, but the profit margins aren't anywhere as close as the other types of items like the blazers, sports coats, and suits. So sometimes it will be long tail. You may have to wait a few months to sell an item, but you know, if you're in an item for $3-4 and you sell for $60 4 or 5 months down the road, in my opinion, that's a really good investment. It's worth your time, and you know, it can help you to grow a pretty successful business on eBay. So hopefully this video helped. If you're not already selling these types of items, start getting educated, start looking into it. You know, there's a lot of videos online that can teach you about this. There's Facebook groups out there. There's a lot of free information that can help you out. I also do have a guide called Blazing Profits. It's not even a guide, it's a whole program. It's a 275-page book. 10 videos, interviews, it's a ton of stuff. It will cost you a little bit of money, but there are ways out there that you can learn. So check out those options, and hopefully everyone has a great day. Keep on picking and making the money, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.